How are we doing, guys? I think it's working. I've not got my mic muted this time, so that's a good start at least. Don't know why my camera's like that, but hope you're doing well. Let me just turn this music off. That music as well was meant to play the same song about 4 times, but it decided to play it like 7 times and then like skipped half a playlist. Nevertheless, I hope you're all doing well and that you can see the game. We are going to be heading on a freight service tonight on SimRail. We're going to be heading across the hills on the eastern bound route. I'm just going to turn the game sound on, get that set up. I've not taken control yet, I'm just letting the AI do the thing while I do the introduction. So yeah, I hope you're all doing well. We're going to head east. If you want to join us, we are in server DE4, so that's one of the German servers. It's got a nice low ping, and you're more than welcome to join in. Hey there to the guys in the chat. We've got Alex Hardingham, ExoSim, and Josh. So hey to you guys there over there in the chat. But yeah, if you want to join us, you're more than welcome to. Now we are supposed to be stopping here, but we seem to have a green, so looks like we're just going to run early. In which case, I'm going to take control, and I'm actually going to just stop this here for a sec, so I can sort of show you around the loco. So what we're going to do is, first of all, we're going to take this E186 Traxx loco, which is, I believe, someone will correct me if I'm wrong, which I'm quite often wrong. I believe this is a German loco that we are going to take on a freight service from over here at Ono to Sedizszow. So for those that know SimRail, the game comes with two routes. You get the core route to Warsaw, which is the main line, that's like 300 kilometres. And then you also get this sort of slower, hillier route to the east, which is, I want to say, around 100 kilometres, something like that. There's no actual figure that I can find that tells you exactly how long each one is, but yeah. Mic's a bit low, is it? Right, Mic's a bit low. It shows really high here. Are you sure it's low? Anyone else hear the mic? I wonder if the mic's coming through the wrong thing. Give me a sec. Is that any different? Is that okay? The mic, is it fine now? I can't hear it back myself, so I've got no idea. But yeah, we're going to take a look around this route on this German, I believe it's German, E186 loco, E186 134. Now, one of the unfortunate things with SimRail is that all these locos seem to have, for whatever reason, the same running number. We don't have like in TS Classic where we have a numbering system where different ones will appear, random ones. Sadly, they've gone for a system at the moment at least, which means you always get the same one. So we're likely to end up seeing 186, 134 about 500 times. Let's see what happens with that in the future. But I mean, overall, I think the detail's pretty nice. You got lovely pipes and stuff. Can't do anything with the couplings at the minute, but overall it looks pretty nice. Right, okay. So the mic's a bit low. You see, when I turn it up, it's showing. No, it's not showing that. Right, is that any better? Now it's showing as peaking for me. I'm still getting used to setting all my settings up. Hopefully that's a bit better now because I've turned it up. Was just sat blocking the main here. I'm just going to check on the map to see if there's anybody following me. And I will also drop a link to the map in here. So we are on the eastern line, a place called Ono, which you can sort of see on the bottom. Just waiting. Better, right, okay, that's good. Peak. We don't like peaks though. Too many wheels on peaks. But yeah, I'm sorry, I'm just going to say, we're not due off here till 11:05, so for those who haven't seen SimRail yet, this is a sort of detail that you get on the locos. Now, the detail and everything, you know, down here is really nice. I'm not sure if it's quite as good as TSW, I don't think it is, to be honest, and I think the sort of the downside really is texturing, although some locos seem better than others. So the texturing on this seems, you know, it looks low res, but I've seen lower res on the ET25 loco. But overall, I mean, they're pretty decent. Once we get knocked down by a train, I'm just literally wandering about on the main. But yeah, I mean, overall, the models and everything are alright. Let's have a little jumpity. Can we get up roof? On the Pendo you can actually climb on the roof. Unfortunately on this one you can't. But yeah, I mean detail-wise, generally speaking, it seems okay. At least at the moment you can't uncouple. They haven't had a shunting manoeuvres in yet, but the detailing actually looks pretty good on this. Yeah, well, you're used to loud Lancashire people, mate. For those who want to see Tom streaming, which I can't imagine there's many people, but those that do, he is live on Twitch. He's about half an hour that way behind me, so we could just sit here all night. So we just sit here and block Tom. But yeah, he's about half an hour behind me, so he'll be following me up this line. There's a few other lads that are in the streams usually. They're also on with us. But let's hop in. There's no, it doesn't do like any hotkey or anything to jump in. You just sort of got to jump in and then wait for the best bit. When you're in the cab, can you hear that noise? You probably can't because the game sounds probably too low. When you move, it moves the buttons in the cab, so it's moving the reverser as I'm moving around. So as I move around, the reverser's actually moving with me, which is a bit of a problem. Hopefully they'll sort that out. The bloody door shut. Bloody door shut. It's January. I want the door shut. Oh, apparently you got to click on the actual gap where the door should go. So to change cabs in this as well, you just move the power handle. Look, you see it. Look at the handle. So as I'm walking around the cab, WASD, because I've set my controls to WASD, it moves the power handle about. But the cabs and stuff overall, I'm still getting over a cough and cold, so I'm going to sound like I'm choking all the time. Yeah, you got various things that you can do, and I don't play with any of this stuff in case I break it. So you got spring brakes, which is your handbrake, engine room lighting. Now I'm not sure what the point in that function is, because in this one we can't see out in the engine room. And then you got all your various safety systems, automatic windscreen heating, that's a different one. But yeah, I mean the detail and everything is pretty decent, I think anyway. Sit down in our little seat. Before we do set off, there is a cool feature that I want to try and use, which is where's the window washer in this? I always like playing with the window washers. They've actually made working window washers in this game, believe it or not, which is something totally different, but seemingly I can't find it. Anyway, we had a green here for about 15 minutes, even though we weren't due here for another 3 minutes, so we probably ought to set off. But yeah, if you want to see where we are, guys, that map that I put in the chat, please do check that out, and it'll tell you where to go. I'll tell you where we are, sorry, not tell you where to go. And we've got to run to the east of here. Tom has, I think, just set off looking at the map. Now the one thing with this is it'll take the brakes absolutely ages to come off. They bleed off really slowly. Obviously because it's a freight, I guess. I can't even hear any brakes coming off that, but I'm going to assume they have come off. So we want to start putting some power in. Eventually. It does take a while, there we go. Now I'm going to monitor the sound here, because it could be that I end up being drowned out by the sound of the train. Which, to be honest, is no bad thing, but yeah. We haven't moved very far yet, have we? So yeah, we're just spawned out here in this, we're actually halfway through a journey here, we're not at the start of it. This journey started quite a long way back. I think the biggest sort of thing that I don't like with this game is the horn sounds on some of the locos. I'm going to turn the schedule off because we don't need to see that all the time. Nor do we need to see that at the top either. The horn, if you listen to the horn, you can hear the handle moving. Which is obviously an interior sound, but I'm outside. So why can I hear the horn? That bit on the end is like the air that you would hear in the interior. So, yeah, it's things like that I think they need to work on with this. But, I mean, I'm really enjoying the multiplayer aspect of it. It's fantastic to have that finally in a game. God. Two backing guys here now. He's reading the chat. Read your keys and fix that issue. Yeah, he's fixing. Hopefully we'll be fixed soon. Yeah. I mean, I've changed all my keys so that they're binded to like your TSC settings, so TS Classic, like W for reverser and then A and D for power. And yeah, now I can't walk around the cab without moving power handle and reverser, which is a bit of an issue. But yeah, hopefully they'll fix that. I was hoping they were going to do an open grading on that there. It's like a runaway siding. Look at the, well, I like that. The biggest thing that annoys me about this game is there's no free cam. Look at the signs outside. Why am I pointing at the screen? Look at the signs outside the box. That's pretty cool. Like restriction signs. But yeah, they've got a lot of signal boxes that they're putting into the game. And there's a lot more to come. There's 13 at the minute. So you can be a driver or you can be a dispatcher. Now there's another 13, there's 13 out and there's another few to come yet. That one doesn't look like it's going to be one of them because it's only got a 2D interior. It seems like the ones with 3D interior. Oh, bloody Chewbacca's here again. Oh! I hate the E186 for that. I absolutely hate it. You spend 20 minutes getting up to speed, then Chewbacca starts. Is that the PZB or the LZB or something? But I always miss it, whatever it is meant to be. The vigilance. I miss it every time. It seems very much more snappy on this than it does on some of the other stuff. But that is a positive, is that each loco does actually have a bit of a personality to it. Now I am taking it very steady. Too steady. It's a steep climb out of here actually. But yeah, each loco has a personality, each train has a personality. Indeed, this one is totally different to drive, as you would imagine, to the E187, which is the one with the tap changer in the middle, the old style loco. This is totally different. This is more modern, obviously. And then the ET25 loco is, you know, much the same. It's more modern again. But then you got the EMUs and stuff. To be honest, these sections are so massive, and I've been crawling from section to section. The braking might not make much difference for you. Well, yeah. I mean, the sections are really long on this section, aren't they? So we've got quite a steep climb here. That's why we're going so slow. Just get up to full power. Was that slipping? I can see the amps bouncing around. I don't know if that's slipping. But yeah, we've got quite a steep climb coming up here, so it's going to take us some time to get up to speed. And when I did it the other night in the EP07, I was proper struggling up here. Like I stalled here to start with, and then it took me about, I think it was 28 minutes to get to 70 kph. Was how slow I was going. So let's see how we get on tonight. I mean, we're doing 21 at the minute, and all the time we're sat like this. Tom's obviously catching us up, which is no bad thing. I don't mind holding Tom up. Let's be honest. Tom's been held at Katowice Zawodzki. Is he? Ah, the game's probably broken then. Has he been told why he's getting held? Well, at least we're not held. But yeah, this is a stagger. We're full power and we're not accelerating particularly. But I do know it is a very steep gradient up here. And that leads me on to another thing I wish they'd have added, obviously, now, which is the gradient profiles. I did request it on the forum, but never got a reply, unfortunately. But yeah, we need gradient profiles really, because we sort of have to learn it, which is, yeah, it's fine, but it's not ideal having to learn the gradients. I mean, how can you learn something that you don't know to start with? You just know it's a hill. I think we've just sort of gone up a gear or something, because the amps have jumped up and we're actually getting a bit more speed now. But yeah, the signal sections on this section of the line are totally different to like the other side. You'll find that on this section, the sections are like 7 to 8, 10 kilometres. I mean, our next signal is 6 kilometres away, which is about 4 miles, I want to say. So obviously, if matey Tom were down behind us now at the station, he'd have quite a long way whilst we get 4 miles at this speed, because we're only doing about 22 miles an hour. So yeah, it would be a bit of a stagger. How's the game sound, guys? Is it okay? Because I've got no idea. I've never streamed really before. I've got no idea what we're like in terms of volume levels and stuff. I wonder if Matt's. I've seen Matt as in Shoot the Bandit Matt around somewhere, but I wonder if he realises he's going in the opposite direction to everybody else. I can see Hamster Cheeks around. He's a driver that watches Tom's streams, and I can see Josh. Josh, Josh, are you actually in this server, mate? Because I can't see you on the map. Sounds okay. Cheers, Reef, mate. Thank you. Glad to hear it. So we are now gaining a bit of speed. Now what I really want to do is this line on the left here, well, two lines, but the main one that's sort of in the middle, that goes alongside this electrified line for quite a long... Oh, chew back. It goes a long way alongside us, so I hope, I presume when we get the steam loco that's going to go up there maybe, but I hope we're going to get some diesel action on it because it needs it. Look at the industries and stuff, we've got all these little sidings and stuff, they all lead to things. There's a quarry look, by the looks. Because at the minute the timetable is, I don't like those trees, they all repeat, don't they? Just the same tree plonked on the left there. But at the minute the timetable, it just repeats every hour. So every hour this timetable will repeat whether you like it or not. All it does is misses out of the odd train here and there. So I'm hoping when they've finished the early access, which they're saying is going to be 3 to 6 months, I'm hoping that we're going to get like a proper timetable with shunting and everything in it. Because at the minute, like the coal trains and stuff, they don't let you do anything with them. And they don't let you shunt them. You can start from the colliery, but at the moment there's no coal trains into the colliery, which is a bit bizarre. I like that, it's like some sort of sand quarry, isn't it? Sand pit, gravel pit I guess they call it. But I like that. And a little stream down the side here. I hate the camera, I hate it. It's like you're trying, look, I'm trying to show you the stream and it's like, oh no, sorry mate, you want to look at underframe at loco, there you go then. Wham, have that. But yeah, I mean, generally speaking, it's I like the scenery and everything. There's some nice scenes. Another cool little feature is that the pantograph does move up and down as you go under bridges and stuff. It doesn't seem to be quite as smooth as some things, like the wire will cut into it a bit. Hopefully that can be fixed, but it does move when you go under bridges and things like that, which is quite nice. Although it doesn't move as you're going under. As the wires moving here, I'm not saying it move at all. Whether it should or not is another matter. But I do think the horns are a bit pony though. Right. Sounds like somebody playing a kazoo down headset. Sounds slightly better on a long blast, but this one, this train particularly, is the worst for it. I think the horns is the big weak spot, but the EPO7 does have a pretty decent one. But the horn on this one is pretty shocking. So we should just be leaving Bukono. Don't know what that accent was. About now. So I reckon we're about 15 early, to be honest with you. Oh, I'll just press Z out, handle out there, but we'll see. You got the one behind Tom, did you, Josh? Nice one, mate. So yeah, this one will take us up through these hills for a good 40 odd kilometres, 50 kilometres, something like that. And hopefully will give us a nice, good run with this E186. And we've got quite a long make of what I want to say are steel wagons, which brings me on to something else that I'm a bit like meh about, which is surely if we're struggling this much with this train, then it's loaded. Unless that load's invisible, I can't see it, so that's something that needs to be worked on. I mean, surely it can't be that hard to make some steel pipes appear on these workings or something like whatever we're supposed to be carrying. But yeah, wagon sounds alright, generally alright. But they do seem to have, Christ, They do seem to have like looping audio. Listen. Yeah, it keeps looping. It's even worse at like 30 kph. These views are alright, but you can't move the mouse. Like if I'm look, whacking the mouse everywhere doesn't do anything. So that's a shame. I like the power lines. They're nice details. So we're at the first of our little summits, I think, around here. Yeah, you can see the summit in front. As I've zoomed in there, you can actually see the summit in front of us. So we're going to go over this little hill in a minute. Where am I heading, Matt? I'm heading towards Sedizszow. So I'm heading east on this adventure. On the eastern line. I'm about halfway, well, not even halfway along it. I think I'm about to pass Josh, actually. Josh Lake. And a few minutes. So we're about to go through, well, we've just gone through a timing point. 9 early at Olkuz. And next it's Jarozozyak. Jarozozyak. Fuck it. Place begins with J and ends in O that starts with O. Those, you see what happened with the horn then? It just sort of like died halfway through blowing it. You have to like press it twice to make it work. First station we're going through. Again, the camera glitches because I'm on the wrong side of that shelter. I mean, overall, I think the details are very, very nice. I'll probably stop at some of these stations, to be honest with you, because we're that early that we can afford to have a little look around, can't we? So I'm going to shut the power off now because we are coasting now down the other side of this hill. No barriers or lights on this side of that crossing, wasn't there? Although on the right of that side of that track. But yeah, a lot of these sidings and stuff, whether they're presumably they're out of use when the route's set, but they're all diesel hauled, so we're going to need a diesel or something to actually use these sidings, if they ever intend us to. Of course. Hey up, hamster cheeks, mate. How you doing? Ah, Tom's got you the right way, mate. He's just a long way behind me. Oh, by the way, I captured you in a video last night, which will go on on here at some point. I don't think you noticed, but well, you did give me some tones. I was the signal at SimRail last night, and I was doing a little like train spotting style vid, and you actually just turned up all of a sudden on a pendo, and I actually captured you, which was pretty cool. So I think we're about to pass Josh on this curve somewhere. ST44. Yeah, good luck, Josh. ST44. Oh, you want the diesel? I thought you meant the gun from Call of Duty. Sorry, I've had a sip of beer. I'll probably be on the floor in a minute. I'll look at some roof detail. I'm just going to let this slow down. We're so early that we don't need to be rushing. I mean, Tom's meant to be overtaking us, not us leading the way in front of him. I do apologise about the coughing. So it's got 2 pantographs at each end, it would seem. Impressive beasts. With a horn that sounds like somebody's blowing down a trumpet. I do get fed up with him saying chew back all the time. I'm good, thank you, mate. Yeah, it'll be on. It's only be a short video. It's like 3 minutes long, and it'll be on. Well, who knows? Next week or two, at some point. But you're near the end of the video. Here's Josh, I think. Yep, there's Josh. I tell you what I don't like is these crops. Look at the crops. Why is the crops there? Is that some? I'm presuming it's like some auto foliage generator they must use. I can't see why they would have put crops there otherwise. But yeah, for you guys that are often regulars on Tom's Twitch, this is Josh Lake that's about to pass us. Can't remember what his Twitch handle is, but there he is. Give him some tones in a second. Hey. That's what I love about this game. I just love it that you can do this with your mates and have a laugh. I think he's taking it to heart. Well, I said the other night, only give us one tone, and I think he's taking it to heart. He's only giving me one tone everywhere. You're in front of me on the E225, Mr. Matt. Are you going the same way as me or the other way? Or are you going the opposite way, so you're going to go past me the other way? That's beast then. Has Tom even got out of sauce in it? He hasn't yet. No, he's never going to catch us on this run, I don't think. I can't see it anyway. But yeah, I like the scenery quite generally, but it gets a little bit samey, but it's quite nice. The trees do have nice... for God's sake. The trees do have nice depth to them, although they've got an annoying LOD. If you look as the spawning, show that sort of the next catenary down. And there's also that graphical flash that happens, but I hope they can fix the LODs on the trees. I doubt they can because they're speed trees and it's probably governed by what speed tree give you, but yeah, that's not great. They only swapped to speed tree right at the end of playtests actually. And I'm glad they did because their own tree models, with greatest respect to them, were not the best. So the speed tree ones are a definite improvement on what they had already. Let's be clear on that. Are you going the other way to me, Hamster Cheeks, by the way? If you're still in the chat. Crash. We might not crash, yeah, hopefully. Are you going? No, you're not going the same way as me, are you? You're going the other way. I'm sure you're going the other way to me. Again, I'll chuck the map in here. So the map's there again if you want to have a look at what's going on. I'm the sort of red BR logo that you can see on there on the bottom right line. And we're working as way sort of halfway along this line. We've got a red signal in there, 3 kilometres, which is right off 2 miles, so let's get a little bit of braking in, just to ease it down. But this diesel line's still going alongside us, look. And as I said, that's been going along for all the way we've been going, basically, so hopefully we get something to run on that. I'm guessing it's going to be the steam loco, and you're essentially going to be able to parallel people on the steam. Tom is the other man, yes. Well, the other, it depends what you mean the other man in, but yeah, he's the other guy on this channel. He's on Twitch. I'm just going to ease this gradually because there's no, whenever I can see that red up there, I'm not going to rush to it. No point. I think we've got some traffic ahead of us. Looking at the map, we are about 10 early, so I think we've got a coal train in front of us. Yeah, Matt's about to pass us going the other way, literally on this next curve. He's following Josh. So yeah guys, if you want to join us and you've got SimRail, don't forget that you can do. We're in the DE4 server. It'd be great to see some of you in here, and we're focusing on the eastern line, so the one that goes towards Sedizszow tonight. And we're going to go up and down here a couple of times. If the server capes or whatever, we'll just change server. By the time we get to the end of this run, I reckon I'll have time for a bit more of another run as well. But yeah. Tom's on a passenger train, so if you prefer passengers, and I think it's EMUs, then Tom's your man. He's on the EMU tonight, at least at the minute. Matt should be coming along this straight any second. I'm not sure if he's light engine or he's on a freight, but he's on the Dragon, what is what they call the modern electric unit, loco. Well, this is a modern one, but that looks brand new. I haven't done my research on it yet. I've done a video on it, but I haven't done any research on it yet. See the textures on the wagon there? They look like higher res textures than on the loco. Got the road now as well, but they look like, yeah, that text is higher res than the stuff down the side of here. Which you would have thought they'd have put like higher res on the loco than the wagons, really, but it's their game. Oh, for God's sake. Really doesn't give you long to respond to that when it starts with the old Chewbaccas. I fix this camera a bit. To me it looks like it's pointing down to the ground. That's a bit better. That compressor sort of noise is really loud out here. It's actually quite quiet in the cab, which is, I'm going to say it's a good thing. So timings wise, we're due here at 11:26 and it's now 11:17, so we have lost probably another minute. But we are still like 10 early, so it doesn't really matter in the long run. Trying to catch these coughs every time I'm going to like cough. But we've got a yellow here, so we're going to have a red at some point. Probably at the station. So yeah, red in 900 metres, so I better get some brakes in. Not that many brakes. That is the biggest issue with this game, is braking for me. It seems to be all or nothing. I don't seem to ever be able to get like a handle on it. So we're going to come to a screeching halt here now, because I can't get the brakes off. I think you're supposed to do it on the combined sort of power handle, I guess. We've got a green now as well, and all the time I've just spent faffing about. We have basically an emergency stop. Are you being held up? Oh, you are, Josh, fair enough. Yeah, Tom's catching us up a bit. He's not that far behind, although he's probably still a good half hour behind, I guess. I doubt he'll catch us on this run. Although, I mean, we're not exactly moving anywhere at the minute. I think Matt's about to come past. Shall we go wave to Matt? Unless he's stood at the signal around the corner. No, he's coming. So you, yeah, there he is. Just coming around the corner now. So yeah, you can just wander about on this. It's an old station building. We'll just leave train there. Yeah, I'll just leave it there, it'll be fine. The cab went invisible then. So yeah, Matt's on the Dragon. Top tip, don't do that in real life. We'll jump up and down and give him a wave. Give us some tones, Matt. Give us some tones. Oh, you mangy git. What do you mangy git? I bet he's done too many tones. I bet he's broken the game by doing too many tones. You go down in the woods today. Find a ginger twat called Tom and nail this. No, just stop that. So why is train moving? No, we don't want you to do that. Please stop. Apparently I'd left the brakes releasing. Let me in, please. Ah, there we go. I was pressing the wrong button to get back in. I was toning. Yeah, this is. The thing is with Amsterdam Cheeks, it is difficult, but. Help, mate! Tones.
I was fully bought on Lever, but obviously now we're coming through.
I think that's lies and deception, but. Don't think you want to be running down there, do you? Look at that. A cracking rail.
There's a massive delay on your stream compared with on here.
Bit like my life in general. But yeah, there's this old station building. I'll have a little wander around that station in a minute. Textures are again a bit low res, but it doesn't really matter. I like the graffiti. And the general sort of unkempt feel that it's got. It's pretty cool. Derail Valley all over again. Oh god, don't remind me of that. We got to about episode 4. I should do this in the old Derail Valley voice. Christ. Go full 100% Yorkshire. I've stopped doing that. It got a bit silly. Hey, oh, we got over here. Has there been a bump on the road? I'm in bushes. I'll take a leak while over here. I'll whiz on this tree. Sorry, I'll take this seriously. Yeah, we got an incident. It seems. Oh, I've just got no, nobody here. We've just got a traffic jam of some kind, and a wheel that's going a bit crazy over there. Oh, start cloning this purple. Hey up, mate! Let's sit down with this lad. Barnsley, please. No? Oh, okay then. He's popular around here, isn't he? Apparently they only want to pay for one person to drive these cars. Nice models though. Hello and welcome to tonight's stream. Today we're going to be taking a look at cars. They've got actual like Opals and stuff, and a Fiat Koala. We're just sort of we've just gone off on a bit of a tangent, but we've got nobody following us, so it don't really matter, does it? Oh, steady on, pal. The looks a bit. You're tall enough to drive that car, mate. Looks like he's about to have like some sort of crash. At least he's married anyway. Name the cars. I hope he's in an old one, isn't he? Don't know what Craig is here like. Ah, it's a Beamer. Is it a Beamer? Might have guessed anyway. Dumped it. Maybe he'll come in to foot our train. But the car models are decent. Genuinely, they are decent. I hope it's a Punto. I'm not too far from my vehicle. Give up. Let's have a look over here. See what's... There's a station up here. Let's have a look around the station. Always look both ways before you cross the track. Whee. You got signal box up there. We can't go because game over fit if I go up there. Ryan Reynolds. Don't look too happy about it, love. Hey, you were driving Matt's train. She's looking at him as if to say fucking hell. So he turned up for. They're actually decent models, although they seem somewhat threatening at the same time. Every one of them seems to have the same that expression. Ryan seems happy enough though, doesn't he? Wrexham have just won a game against somebody in Poland. Is that a Illuminati or something? What's that hat? I thought it was not Illuminati, the other one. He's got a spoon on his hat. That's my car, the white Vauxhall Insignia. At least you didn't dump yours in the middle of the road, mate. Can't get in. A bit dodgy, innit? If I jump in there, I probably won't be able to get back out. Jaros Sozwiek. What time is it now? 11:27. Oh shit, I'm due it now. Oh well. And you go down the subway, that is the burning question. Oh, you can. Oh shit! Shit the house. Well, at least it forced me back in. Well, that was Jaros Olskuski. Hope you enjoyed your tour of the place. We shall now continue on our journey across eastern Poland, western Poland. The eastern side of this line in Cornwall, Poland. Cornwall? Poland. Tom's still nowhere. Is he taking mick, or what? Is he actually trying to drive, or is he just messing about? Right, let's crack on. Where's the train? The train is here. We are in the train. Ah, well, I saw that track was crashed. Oh, broken. Well, it was that one. That means the line's shot, obviously, the red board. Get a bit more power on. So we can take this train up to 75 kph. If you want to drive faster in this game, there is the Pendolino, the Polish version of the Pendolino, which you can take up to 200 kph on the northern section of the line up to Warsaw. That run will take you a good 4 hours in a slower local train. I'm not sure how long it takes in the Pendo, because God, I haven't done it in the Pendo yet. But on the local world, it takes you a good 3 to 4 hours to actually do it. Oh, it's a good long run. The only issue is that in this game at the minute, the servers are resetting every 6 hours. So unless you start it in the first 2 hours from the servers coming online, you're not going to get the run done. And then you don't get your XP points, and then you get annoyed. There seems to be an awful lot of disuse track, which I guess is kind of to be expected in 2018 if that's when they set it. But I'm hoping it doesn't stay disuse forever. Or that someday via the editor that hopefully we do finally get eventually. It's in the menus, so hopefully we do. Hopefully via the editor we can get a way to modify services and stuff, and create private servers with your own timetables in. I think that, to be honest, is probably pushing it a bit. I can't see us getting something that detailed, but it would be good. Of course, it would be good if you can actually create your own routes and then do multiplayer on your own routes, but I have this burning feeling that maybe the multiplayer might be restricted to the default content. But let's see. But they are working on some DLC already, I've heard, so let's see what that's like when it comes out. Hey boys. Bloody hard, but Thomas Jackson, that's not where anybody wants to be, Josh. That's not where anybody wants to be. The same stuff comes out of there, comes out of his mouth. Got a little shed over there. I wonder what's kept in there. Oh, if anything's kept in there. That boys. Chewbacca, 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 Chewbacca. I nicked the last bottle of JTO off you. So I was just talking to my missus there. So I just itch on the side of my face. So Hamster Cheek's just saying something then, but I didn't want to see what he said. I was too busy getting distracted from the other side of the room. So you see the gradient looks like it's going to start going up again in a sec. Big left of a curry. You don't need a curry for Tom to start chatting shit. Verbal diarrhea 100% of the time. It's still not got out of like the Brouwer area, hasn't Tom yet? He's actually overtaking the train that I was planning on driving, which is the one behind this.
Hi, man.
Hello mate, how are you doing?
Hello, mate.
I heard someone say something about it.
I can barely hear you. Your mic's really quiet.
I think Tom's gone the wrong way.
Oh, can you hear me now?
I don't want to hear you, Matt. I'm trying to talk to Hamster Cheeks.
I'm stuck in a red, but I'm not sure if I'm waiting for you to come past.
Oh shit, have you been waiting for me? Have you been waiting for me while I've been doing my 7-8 of the station? Sorry about that if you have. I am on my way. Not massively quickly, but I am on my way. So this part of the route actually. Why am I talking in the game chat? This
Hello, game chat.
Sorry to anyone that can hear that. Oh Jesus. This part of the route is quite forested.
My friend Chelpie suffers some short-term memory loss.
Twice. This part of the route is quite forested, but actually it comes more sort of farmland. That's not the word I meant to say. But it becomes more farmland as you go further on. It becomes more open countryside and stuff, and rolling hills. And there are some little towns and stuff as you go further on as well. We're supposed to pass Hamster Cheeks somewhere up here. Oh, there's a bit further on yet. I'd be surprised if you're waiting for me, Hamster Cheeks, because I don't know if do I have to cross over in front of you?
Yeah, hopefully that volume's better now. But there's a hell of a delay from your
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah, I'm looking at the map. I can't see if I've got to cross over in front of you or not. You look like, unless I've got to go in that yard, it looks like I stay to the right otherwise. It's weird because I'm actually at book time, but maybe it detected that I passed the last time in 0.9 minutes early. Again, guys, if you want to join in, we're in the DE4 server on the line to Sedizszow. So if you guys want to join, more than welcome to. And don't forget, if you're watching this on the playback video, here we are, I'm going to do my community bit. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, if you, why just on the playback video? If you're watching live, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Very much appreciate everybody's support. We're going to keep doing these streams as the game goes through early access, and obviously more content comes to it. We have a lot of fun with it, and it's sort of a bit different. To be honest, I've never wanted to stream TS Classic, so it's nice for me to actually have something that I want to sort of stream. So, oh Jesus. Oh, well, I'm not doing 50 like that. Thanks, then bye. Oh, I can still get down to 50 for that, I think. There's a 50 restriction coming up in a sec. You watch, we'll have too much brakes on now instead. Or not enough. I don't know why there's a random restriction there. That's a very random little restriction. This literally looks like it's just for that one bit of track, for like a yard. So we are on time. Next passing point is Sedizszow. And another thing that's annoying about this is that you can't drag that down. That's literally, that's like as far as I can drag it. I can't drag it any further. Anyway, I turned that off again. I'm not sure whether we're going to be stuck at 50 here for a bit more. Well, no, 75. So don't forget, guys, Tom is live on YouTube. Josh just derailed. What a lad. Tom's barely moving at this point. I don't know why he's bothering. But yeah, remember he is streaming. He's over on Twitch. That's twitch.tv/trainsim_TV, and he's streaming a passenger service, which is about 20. Well, it's probably about 2 hours behind me now. But he is behind me. I don't know why I'm pointing over my chair, because he isn't like literally behind me. That's a dog bed. Which if I had another can of beer, I'd probably be laden in a few minutes. So we're coming up to our next little town by the looks. It looks like there's a town in front of us. I think this might be where we pass Hamster Cheeks in a couple of minutes, who is patiently sat waiting for me to stop gibbering and for me to get on with driving. And this is the, I was going to say fun of multiplayer, although I doubt Hamster Cheeks is having any fun at the minute, waiting for me to stop chatting shit and start driving. See the crops, they look like
the
alright.
plant's in front of me are set against me, so I reckon I'm waiting for you.
Alright mate, I should get some power down here. Hold on. Oh, slip in. The amps up and down like a yo-yo. But yeah, there's like one crop seems to be at the minute in this game virtually, and I think the towns they just look a bit. What is all this scrubland? What is it all? It seems to be everywhere, and there seems to be grass everywhere. Scenes are very nice. I mean, look at that scene. That's very nice, but is Poland really covered? I got to ask Martin at work. Is Poland really covered in like constant like choke on it, constant scrubland? Oh Jesus, got a yellow. I haven't got a yellow. Although I've got a 20 km limit coming up, a restriction. Sorry mate, got a TSR coming up, so I got to slow down for that. Down to 20 kph. Like, is it really full of these bushes? They're just everywhere. Look, everywhere you look, there's these bushes, and I get the feeling somebody has had an obsession with just placing bushes, like auto-generated. I'm guessing, because you're not going to go around. Well, maybe they did paint them all in, but like they're in front of garages, and they're just everywhere. And I think that is the biggest issue with the scenery, is that these bushes are just absolutely everywhere. Oh, for fuck's sake. They're just absolutely everywhere you look. No matter where you look, you're just going to see these bushes constantly. And the crops do very strange things, like they got the bankings. From a normal sort of viewing distance, they look fine, but and scenes like that look nice. Well, we're going slower than 20. Press that. Oh, they zoom in because. But like, I don't know. Repeating audio. We've gathered that there's a braking sound taking place. Between when you come off the brakes and go onto the power, it takes absolutely ages to get the power back. Sorry, Mr. Cheeks, I've had a lack of skill issue, mate. Right, I'm moving again now. I'm trying to move anyway. There we are moving. But yeah, it's a bit of a faff at times. Too much going on at once. Josh, have you derailed it, mate? Picking flowers. Well, there's plenty of flowers to pick. Do you want to come down and pick some of these trees? I mean, I do like the models of the trees, because they're like what you see when they've cut trees down, the saplings sort of grow, and that's what you see, is you get that sort of look, don't you? So, it's not that the models are bad, it's just that someone has clearly just spammed them everywhere. Like full on, just spam. Bus stop. Of course, we can't look at the bus stop because it makes the camera bloody move back. Not sure why that lad's waiting. He must wanted to come around here, I guess. We've got a 20 kph limit on this crossing. Not entirely sure why, because there is barriers. As you see, it ends there. Go, bud. I don't know why I'm trying to read that poster. It's in bleeding Polish. Of course I'm not going to be able to read it. So we're heading up the hill again, like we have been for the last sort of hour since we started. Oh god, I'm not even on the stream and tube back start. Oh no, do not start with the brakes, please. Power, please. Thank you. Yeah, we're heading uphill still, and again, still, that line is on our left, look. That line's been on our left for an awful long time now. And I'm now late, because I've faffed around that much. And Hamster Cheeks has spent most of his night sat waiting for me. So if you want a great evening sat at a red signal waiting for one of the Train Sim TV crew to drive past you, just join the DE4 server and you'll probably get spawned somewhere and end up sat at a red signal for about 45 minutes waiting for me or Tom to actually get some momentum and drive past you. Tom is not. Tom's not even where we started yet. It's going that slow. Jesus. Tell you what, guys. I reckon there's a train behind us. We're going to come off this one. We're going to go back over the same bit of line, but there's a train behind us that's going to get overtaken essentially by Tom in a few minutes. So it's going to be more fun, I reckon, for us to drive on that one. Let's just go into DE4 server. Hamster Cheeks, you will get a train passing you in a few minutes, and then you'll get to hopefully pass all three of us. Or both of us, rather. Trying to get this before somebody nicks it. Is the train that's literally right in front of Tom. I want to drive that because then Tom will overtake us on the stream, which would be quite cool. And it's actually about to pass Matt again. So we're just sort of zooming around here, but apparently I've driven 323 kilometres. Funny because when I started I'd already driven 290, so it turns out in that all that time we've been streaming I've only driven about 20 miles. Oh, there's Matt. Hello, my Castleford friend. Hello. Bye. That was me again. So we're now right in front of Tom, I believe. According to the map. If you look at the map, which I will link in once again.
Well, that you, man?
Yeah, mate, we're coming to hold Tom up, so we've decided that we'll go and start on train in front of Tom, and we'll hold him up.
Aye.
So hello, Thomas, you're following me now. I think we'll actually get looped in a few minutes for Tom because we've got to stop up here for 9 minutes. So I reckon we're going to get actually stopped to wait for him. So we are going to go over the same bit of route again. But it'll just be more fun because we've actually got something going on. So we'll give that a crack and throw a brick at Tom as he goes past us, and we'll have a great time in Poland, in the trees, again, like we were before. We will get to the end of this branch tonight, I promise you. Might be late tonight, we'll get to the end of it. 3 of us going the same way in space of about 5 kilometres. Oh yeah, because Josh is... oh, well, Tom's mega confused if it starts raining, so... it's not a surprise, to be honest with you, mate. Matt sounded pretty confused. Matt, are you as confused as Tom was?
Yeah, because I was like, have you just done a big massive loop? I thought we were on TD2 for a second then.
Gone through the same scenery and come back. Oh, I've had a tin of beer, so I'm a bit tipsy now, so I got no idea what I'm doing.
You'll be in dog bed.
Probably. So once again, this line... I'm talking in game chat again.
Hello, voice chat.
Sod off. Once again, this line down the side of us here is the diesel line that I was talking about. So why are we so slow?
Beautiful scenery.
This diesel line's going down the side of us again here. So that's all the way, literally. I can't wait to thrash a kettle up there. That's going to be a beast. So is Tom literally right behind us now? Tom is literally right behind us. I think he stood at a red signal. So yeah, as I say, guys, I've just dropped a link in there to the map. We are in the DE4 server, so if you've got SimRail and you want to come for it, oh, I hope he's going backwards. Roll back, roll back. Obviously, I scared him. Kind of what I was saying. If you want to join us, we're in the DE4 server. Yeah. We're in the DE4 server, and there's still quite a lot of trains going about both directions, and it'd be great to see some of you on the server. If you are in the server and you're thinking of coming in the server, just give us a shout in the chat so we can give you a shout out as you pass us. And it'd be good to see some of you coming in. Obviously the game's just come out, so I'm not expecting that you've all got it yet, but despite, obviously I do keep critiquing bits, but despite that I do really enjoy it. It's fun, a lot of fun. Especially when you can come on to a little bit of a you know, when there's other people on. So reflections seem a bit crap though. But there is a reflection. There is a reflection. Oh, that's that line's going over the top of us. There is a reflection there, but it seems really like low res and like rippled and stuff. Sorry, Hamster Cheeks. I don't know if you can still hear me in game. I don't know if you can still hear me in game chat, Hamster Cheeks, but I'm sorry, mate. I sort of dumped that train as well, so you've waited all that time for an AS to go past. Probably got told to F off by somebody else that's at this server. I better slow down. So we've got a red in a kilometre, which should hopefully clear, but I have this awful feeling that we're going to end up waiting for Hamster Cheeks now. So we tried the old ZW3 button. Yeah, that didn't do it. I am wondering if Tom's going to undertake us here on the actual inside. Josh has overtaken Tom by the looks, looking at the map. Oh, we've got a green, so we're going into the yard. Or maybe straight through, who knows. I'm hoping we're going to go into the yard, to be honest with you. But let's see. Sounds like that one we've just passed, by the way, basically a whistle board, the one with the two jeeps on it. It means there's a crossing, obviously, coming up, so you need to blow your horn. Yeah, we're taking Tom because we're going so slowly. Yeah, he's taking his time, mate. He's going to get nowhere near the end of this by the time he gets to 11 o'clock. Or we'll be... We should hopefully be cracking on quite well, to be honest with you. I reckon we're going to go straight through here again. We're just going to basically drive the same bit of route again. We'll do it faster this time. Because I'm guessing that Josh and Matt are both waiting for us at the minute. Or will be. To be honest, I don't know why the game hasn't looped us here, because it should have done, really. But it seems like it wants to let us run, so we'll keep the power down and we'll get on with it. Yeah, that red, Josh, will be that'll be for me, mate. I'm just gone through a signal though, so you should hopefully get going in a sec. Come on, get some power now. I want to get a bit of power through this station because we know from when we started, if you remember how slow we were going for like 2 miles or so, we were barely moving. I want to keep the full power on and hopefully we can get over this hill a little bit quicker. Because I'm conscious now that we've got everybody behind us. Like literally, we've got Matt behind us, we've got Josh behind us, we've got Tom behind us as well. Because I thought we were going to get held here, but apparently not. So, hello ladies and gentlemen, this is Locomotive, the place where I did pass about 45 minutes ago. I've just updated the map and there's a lot of random orange things appeared on it. I don't know what they mean. Anyway. Apparently they're unplayable dispatch stations. I'm aware that it says we're speeding. Indeed we are speeding. We're ignoring the speed limit. And the reason we're ignoring the speed limit is because we know, we can see it at the end of here, it starts to climb like mad. So I want to get us, I have to shut off a little bit I suppose. But I don't want us going too slow up this hill. Because I want to keep some momentum, because it's going to all disappear as we start climbing this hill. Hey up, Fluffy Admiral, mate. How are you doing, mate? Good to see you. Thanks very much for your signal guide that you sent me earlier. Do appreciate that. I haven't had a chance to look at it in full yet, but over the next like week or two I will digest it, and I will no doubt still make many errors, but it's much better than the TD2 one. The TD2 one's alright, but it's obviously because it comes from a translation, it's sometimes a little bit difficult to read, but it doesn't go into the same level of detail and information, so yeah, I really appreciate you sending that, Fluffy. Look forward to your next stream. Tom's game crashed. Bye, Tom. So again, chat, Tom is live on Twitch, on twitch.tv/trainsim_TV, and he was following me, although his game's crashed, but he is following me, allegedly. And we've also got Josh following me as well. We're in the DE4 server, and we are heading out on the line to Sedizhzow. I have no idea how you're supposed to say it, but we are heading eastwards on the bottom of the two lines. Has Tom's game come back on, Josh, or not, or is he still dumped? I believe Josh and Tom are both following us now. Hamster Chick, should you leave that train in the end? Because it looks like you've left, mate. In fact, it looks like your train's still sat there. My PC's basically just locked up completely. Yeah, enjoy it while you can, Josh, because we're struggling up this hill. Pardon me, sorry. I could explain to you all about the same sectional line that we saw about an hour ago, but I won't do. At least this time, we're going up this sectional line at 70 kilometres an hour, not 17. Once again, this is the E186 locomotive. Also with this game, you can get the ET25 Dragon locomotive, which is another freight sort of loco. A more modern Polish locomotive. Of the two, I think I prefer driving the ET25 just because it's a nicer drive. This is fine to drive, don't get me wrong, but the braking on it is so like all over the place. Like it just doesn't like to do any sort of controlled braking. You'll press the button 4 times and it'll give you an emergency brake. It's like, what the frig? I didn't want that. Whereas the ET25, you can do a lot more sort of fine control with it, the same as you can on the EP07, EU07 and stuff like that. With this, it's either all or nothing, basically. Looking at the model, I mean, it'd be nice if our driver avatar was still sat in there. Regardless of whether it looks like Gareth Southgate or not, it'd still be good to see him sat in there. Or her. Although I don't know if they've done any male or female driver avatars. Coupling looks like it's getting a bit of a stretch, doesn't it? But detailing, as I said before, it's quite decent. Buffers have got some weathering on, although I'm not sure about the sort of textures on the outside. Got like a little plough on it as well, look. But yeah, overall, I think the model is quite nice. I like the pipe work. It's very nice. A lot of detail on there. Once again, you can't do shunting or anything on this at the minute. It's something that they've said it's not in early access, which presumably means it will come after early access. Not sure about the texturing on the side of the buffers there. That's not the best. And again, some of the texturing down the side is not the finest in the world. Ignore the fact that I just pressed that button. Basically that button, the free button, ZW3, ZU3, that is to tell the signalman, be it AI or I'm not sure if it works with multiplayer boxes yet, but essentially that will tell the signaller that you're stood at a red signal. And that's the function to control that. It seems to me like quite a lot of the buttons though, they don't actually do anything. Even though they do on some locos, they don't seem to do it on all the locos. For instance, instrument lighting doesn't do anything, whether they'll come after early access or not. Control panel lighting does, which is quite nice. Does the camera light work? I think it does. We are currently storming towards a red signal whilst I'm gone green. It always goes green, that one. Just as you start slowing down for it. But yeah, the lighting seems to work on some of them. The control panel light does work, and then the instrument light doesn't seem to do anything. I'm not sure whether it is meant to or not, but nothing on this right hand screen. Not sure what's meant to be on there. Those buttons do seem to have, don't have click spots. The doors button obviously doesn't do anything on here because it's a freight service. Windscreen hurt. Washer. So you see actual water going at the. Can't hardly press it because it's behind the windscreen thing, but behind the brake handle. But you can actually wipe water on the screen. Although on this loco it doesn't seem to do it quite as well as it does on some of the others. Now here's the question. This game has a thing where This game has a thing where the wipers are controllable, turning them on via a key, like shortcut, but there's no way to turn them off. I've got a feeling that they're behind the brake handle and I can't see them. Chewback will start while I'm doing this, so you watch. Yeah, they are, look, so that's not great. Also, I can't tell what mode I've got in. There they are. The wiper button is actually behind the brake handle. That's pretty useless really, but hopefully that gets sorted out. Cheers Fluffy mate, sorry I've not checked the chat for a few minutes. Oh, missed the braking. Cheers Fluffy mate, yeah, I do appreciate you sending that over to us. I'm sure it will come in very, very handy. No doubt about it mate. Reddit 5 kilometres for Josh. Another train just passed, going to try again. Tom's 30 late. Tom's crashed. Oh, game. I was like, oh, wouldn't surprise me if he had crashed because it's Tom, but should have put it on bot mode for a second whilst I go and grab another beer. To return your mic on. Beauty of this is that you can literally just turn bot mode on, and then if you press the right button you can turn it off again. But yeah, you can just, if you need to go and do something in the house, you just turn bot mode on and you can, which must be great for Tom because he spends more time out of his chair than he does in it. But yeah, you can just swan off and do what you want whilst that's going on. Is it still really quiet? Okay, let me have a play with it, mate. Sorry about that. In Streamlabs, it's actually showing as peaking. Can you hear it now? Yeah, that's why I've not set it any higher. Bye, Tom. Yeah, I've not set it any higher because it keeps peaking.
Good evening, Mark.
Hello, mate. Are you coming the other way, mate?
Yeah, I'm playing as well, mate.
Uh oh. Right, I'll wave to you in a minute then. I can't hear anybody in this game chat, I don't know why. Tom, if you're talking in game chat, it doesn't seem to be working. Yeah, that's not working.
I've got like 4 more kilometers than on range of
Hello?
of talking.
You hear me now, Mark?
Do you hear me now? Yeah, I can hear you.
How late are you?
Late? I'm 18 minutes early, mate.
28 late.
Well, that's your fault. No, nothing at all to do with me, pal.
No, I was just
What are you driving, Mark?
I'm in a E186, mate, freight train.
So I'm
Hey
that
up.
went past me.
Hello
killed
Tom.
something.
Hey up.
Hello, Mike. I know it's not mine.
Is it Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a legend.
Well, I got looped at like a bit earlier because Josh was right behind me, so the AI works out that I had to be looped around like a yard to get past me. Quite amazing.
Sorry it's not been working, mate, Keith. I don't know why it's so quiet.
No, it can't.
I wish Tom would shut up. I wish he'd shut up.
It was a BLS tour, weren't it, Josh? Proper bubble-looking society.
You probably went to me over him. Yeah, sorry about my mic. I'm not sure what's going on with it. In fact, to be honest, why don't I just use the proper microphone? This bloody thing sat here. I'm gonna wire for it. Just put the bot on for a sec. Well, that has just killed all my all my sound on the PC.
I think Josh is getting patient on that.
I should have called me bend over.
Right, hopefully you can... That's now too loud, I can tell that's now too loud. Can you still hear the game? Because I can't. I don't know if you guys can hear the game, but I can't.
Just as an update, I'm 30 late.
There we go, I fixed my audio, so...
Game time back here, I've put even more on.
Can you guys hear that now okay? And how is the microphone, most importantly? Is it okay? Because I've got no idea, I'm just going on the sound bars. I am no expert when it comes to Streamlabs at all. I reckon that's too loud. Try now. Is that better? Is it? Right, okay, let me turn it back up a little bit then. Hopefully that's a bit better. Although when I start shouting it probably won't be, but... I just had this like... Becky's on her headphones, so she's like, it's really quiet, and I thought she was watching telly without them on. So I was sat here with the stupid shit thing on when I got this decent microphone sat there. But yeah, Keith, in answer to your question that you sent about 20 minutes ago, which I failed to answer, which is not good for streaming. I saw an Autobot. Is the game worth buying now? It depends, mate. It depends if you can live with... If you can live with that going back all the time, for a start. If you can live with bugs, and some of them are pretty big, and if you can live with frustrations, such as you'll drive for 4 hours, then suddenly signals will stop working, or a dispatcher will made a mistake,
Tom,
or...
I shall see you in the next
No, hang on a sec.
9 kilometers.
Passing Adam.
Nice. Phone, please.
Hello, Adam. That's Adam there going the other way. So, yeah, can you live with some pretty big bugs? Because there are pretty big bugs, and it gets a bit frustrating at times. But when it works, like it's working now,
Well, I've just had a Tom, not Tom, I think Mark,
Hey up, mate.
Loads.
I've no idea if you guys can hear me, by the way. I've now changed mic, so can you hear me? You can't hear me now. I can't hear me in game chat. Well, they'll probably watch it stream anyway. But yeah, the game does have a lot of bugs, but when it works, such as passing your mates like that, it is so much fun, and you can take part in stuff like this. Obviously, if you want to as well, and it's got a lot of potential, but right now it needs a lot of work. It's got 3 to 6 months, they reckon, until it's ready, is what they say in the early access playway, or the SimRail developers rather. So let's see what happens. But for now, it's got a lot of bugs. But if you can live with them and accept that it's early access, then it's got a lot of potential. The sultry, dulcet Yorkshire tones, that's what we like to hear. Can still hear a game, but the other guys can hardly hear them. Right, well, we don't want to hear Tom anyway, let's be honest. Game seems a bit quiet, does it, Fluffy? Right, okay, mate. But yeah, I don't know why I didn't put the microphone on at all before, to be fair. It was a bit stupid. I turned the game down now, because is Joshua started?
Hello, Josh. I can hear you, pal.
Should we mute people? Should we be evil and start muting people? But yeah, I mean, I'm loving this, to be honest with you. I'm a little bit skeptical about... Oh, for God's sake. I'm a little bit skeptical about some parts of it. But others I'm quite happy with. You know, it is a lot of fun when it works, and you just got to accept that it's early access and hope that the early access does end when they say it's going to end. But it's worth making an investment in. Limited content. Yeah, I mean, it depends what you look at as limited content. I mean, the route itself. So the route from Katowice to Warsaw will actually take you 4 hours to drive in a local train, I think it is. Now the server reboots every 6 hours, so you know you got to start actually quite early to actually be able to get to the end of the damn thing. But there's a fair amount of stuff in. There are, is it 5 trains? You've got this, which is the E186. You've got the EP07, EU07, which is an electric locomotive, not too dissimilar to a Class 83. You've got the E186 DMU, EMU, sorry.
Can you hear me, Tom?
And there's another EMU as well, which you can get, which I forget because they're distracting me. You also get the ET25 Dragon locomotive.
Tom, like Josh said, everyone's got you muted, mate. For a good reason.
I am going to mute people.
Josh, I can hear you now.
Just if this carries on, because I don't know if you can hear that over me.
I'd say Mark popped on forward and he's like, no voice from just got
Is the game still really quiet, Fluffy? Because it is showing us quite quiet. I mean, I can put it way up, but I don't know if it's going to be really loud now compared to my voice. I don't want the voice and the mic to be at the same sort of volume. Is that okay now? It's literally my second ever stream, so well, proper stream. So I'm struggling a little bit with the old settings, to be honest with you. Brakes back off. We're 22 early now. Well, actually, I think we're nearly back to where we were about an hour ago. Not braking. This is the crossing that I failed to slow down for the first time. Well, we're definitely slowing down for it this time. Sounds good on your end, does it? Right, okay. Yeah, we've done it again. We've done it again. That is the thing that annoys me the most, to be honest, is that you can never just relax for a second. It's like you take your hands off the controls and everything's like tuba, 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 and all that. Giving it the old tubacks. We'll have a small braking play. This is what happens when you slow down for speed restrictions. Yeah, the dispatcher role is good. Turn game down a bit, yeah. I thought it might start fighting my voice a little bit. It's back nearly to where it was originally now. Yeah, the dispatcher mode is good. It can be a little bit finicky, and the worst thing about it for me is if you're in a decent sized server, just how difficult it is to actually get a decent box. Because there's only 13 available at the minute. You really struggle to actually get hold of a decent box. You end up with some of the pretty pants ones, to be honest with you. Once you heard one home, you've heard them all. Is that my voice on the train? Well, Josh is about to pass us again. Hopefully it doesn't derail this time. And the other Josh is following us, and Tom's following us as well. But yeah. Yeah, the dispatcher mode is fun when it works, and you've got, like, well, it works all the time, generally speaking. But it's hard to get a decent box with a decent amount of drivers in it. Sorry you can hear that. That's Border Collie playing ball. They won't be playing ball in a minute because they'll lose it, won't you, Diesel? Come say hello to the stream. Say hello to the stream. Come here. Yeah, let's say hello to the stream. Don't know if you saw that, but we've got a very hyperactive Border Collie who, should we say, is annoying at times. Yeah, you're annoying. Yeah. Drop the effects volume a bit. Let's drop the volume a little bit more. Yeah, it's sound balance is one of those things that you don't know how it's going to actually be until I should have recorded some videos, but you don't know how it's actually going to be until you've actually done a stream. So it's like once you've done it, you can set your volume levels and just launch straight in. Let's have a look at the rest of the chat. Great seeing players on maps. I love that feature. I love that feature as well. It's brilliant. Yeah, there's still AI trains. So yeah, there is AI trains, and you'll get them all the time. So it's not like you'll be seeing nobody. I've successfully managed to stop us on a hill here. Just confiscated a dog's ball. Sorry. To the dog. So he's going to be sat looking at me all the time now. IRL Polish drivers also hate the CA in Traxx. Because, oh Christ. Yeah, I missed it nearly then whilst I was reading the chat. IRL Polish drivers also hate CA in Traxx. Because you come as that small icon. Now that is actually, I suppose that's actually... Oh, Josh is about to pass us again. I'll read back to that message in a sec because I'm going to have to give Josh some tones. Let's see if Josh gives us the one tone again. Yeah, that. So what Robert is referring to in the chat there is the little icon that appears in that box there, the bottom right of those, just below where it says Jazda. To the right of that, the row below it. I hate doing this to Tom, but I'm going to mute him. Sorry, Tom. Yeah, there you go. It just came up then.
Did you like them tones?
I'm just muting the guys in the chat because at the minute we don't need to hear them. That box there, you'll see it every time we come up to a signal. It appears for like 2 seconds. You can't see it. It's right down there. It's not in your peripheral vision. I'm looking up here at the line ahead. And yeah, the little voice comes on and going, Chuzak, Chuzak, Chuzak. I thought we were going Chewbacca, but yeah, that little voice comes on, and every time it comes on, it's like quite quiet. It's quite hard to hear it. Yeah, 13 players come up as dispatchers, yeah. And there's I think I've seen about 54 trains is about the maximum I've seen. Fluffy, do you know if they're doing a full timetable change at some point after early access, or is it like staying as it is? Like at the minute, obviously it repeats every hour. Oh, there's the little thing in the bottom right there, look. And then tube-back starts. And the brakes go on. That's it. Like 2 seconds I had to react, literally 2 seconds. And the power's gone, we've lost speed. So I can imagine in real life, like Robert says, that Polish drivers in real life hate that as well, because that must be so frustrating. You're going up a hill and you lose it all. Especially when you compare it to like an EP07 from the past, which would be so much easier to actually drive. Bless you, Becky. And we still haven't got power. Which again, I'm guessing is an authentic thing, is that we still don't have power yet. We still don't have power. There we go. We got... no power yet. There we go. So all that time we just lost there because I missed Chuzak for like... what? 10 seconds? 2 seconds? So sorry, I forgot to make comment to sort of acknowledge why I posted a link in the chat. The link that I posted in the chat is the live map, so you can see us all on there. Tom and I think it's Josh Bridge who's in the chat are following me. Tom's also following me on that map. You can see the little yellow train with our logo on it. I'm the red BR logo that you can see on the sort of bottom right line. So the main line to Warsaw will take you about 3 hours to do. This one will take you about 1.5 hours to 2 hours, thereabouts. Depends what you're driving. In Tom's case, it'll take you about 3 hours, but yeah, there's various things that you can do. There's a steam loco that's going to come after early access finishes, at the end of early access sometime, or within early access. And there are more signal boxes and stuff. I think I saw somebody say in one of the Discord chats that they're looking to add a new signal box every two... oh Christ, we've got a 20km limit. I've not been looking. We'll blow the horn as an alternative. I was not looking at the speeds or the signs. I was just busy talking. They're open to add a new signal box every 2 weeks, so I've been told. So that'll be quite good if they do that. I don't think they're all going to be signal boxed, but they are hoping to do quite a few of them, I believe. You can sort of tell which ones are coming next or soon because they've got 3D interiors on them. So you can sort of tell which ones are going to be the next ones to come. Let's read the chat again. Dispatching at Pilchowitz on DE4. Nice one. Unfortunately tonight we won't be going through there, but hopefully they unlock some boxes on this line at some point. I have seen some... what just appeared then? It was like the whole scenery just appeared. There's the grass. Oh wow. Yeah, that's what it was. That's not great. Okay, maybe we're going to have to... if I drop out, somebody could nick my train. We'll stay in here and just live with that, but... I'll quickly relaunch again. Give us a sec, guys. Train away. I'm just restarting the game because I've for some reason it does stuff like that, like the grass will just disappear on you. If we get back in the same train, we do. If we don't, we don't. It's, you know, it's the end of the day. It's not the end of the world if we don't. IRL, if the SHP activates, yeah, it's just a bug. It's one of those things at the end of the day. You can disable it after full stop, so it's even more frustrating. Yeah, I can imagine it must be frustrating. Relaunch won't fix it. Ah. Is it just that bit of route that does it? Because I know when it was in early access, the trees and everything used to disappear. You'd have no foliage at all. I remember that when it was in early access, like everything would disappear and it'd be like fantastic. But a relaunch did fix that, so yeah, that's a bit of an inconvenience. But they'll fix it, I'm sure. Stuff like that's not a massive fix. Yeah, my stream is well behind. I was watching the chat now and it's like 2 minutes after. Seems to be more latency with YouTube than there does with Twitch. So we're taking control again there. We're now on new ground.
Just cut the path together, Josh.
We didn't go through here before. 21 minutes early. This is a bit of a bigger station. This is just Volbrum, I'm guessing. Is it? Or Walbrum? I have absolutely no idea when it comes to Polish pronunciations. I actually work with a Polish chap at Just Trains, but unfortunately he has to teach me every Polish pronunciation that I've learnt, such as Watsy instead of Latsy. What the hell's that that's disappearing and reappearing? The whole building's now disappearing. Okay, again, it is early access. Yeah, he's having to teach me everything when it comes to Polish pronunciations. So stuff like this complex here, it's rusty tracks. I'm guessing we're not ever going to get in there, but the complex itself looks pretty interesting. It's like maybe a steelworks or something. Some sort of complex, anyway. But again, it looks like it's disused because the track's obviously rusty. Nice super elevated curve that we're on here. I like the smoke out of the chimneys. It's quite good. They still need to fix quite a few yeah, they do. I agree, Fluffy, they do, mate. There's quite a few graphical issues that need fixing. Disappearing radio in the ET25. Now, I did drive the ET25 for a... is this one of the players we're going to pass? This Hauser, who I don't think is in the chat. Yeah, the ET25. I didn't see that when I was doing the video that I did on... I've done a video that needs to go out at some point on that, but... I didn't see that, but I did... The one thing I noticed with the ET25, it doesn't seem anywhere near as, like, fun to drive as these ones, like, in terms of features. Whether it's because it's not been completed yet fully or not, I don't know, but... Like, a lot of the buttons didn't seem to do anything much.
Yeah.
Josh, don't...
Yeah, train,
Josh, if you can hear me, don't steal my yeahs. Still slightly speeding. Do I think we'll ever be a UK version of Oot? I mean, there's reports of DLC coming out for it. Now, I've been told that it's certainly German's coming out, and I'm not sure if there might be an American thing being developed as well. So, I guess if a UK developer decided to pick it up, then yeah. We actually contacted the guys at Playway, as in JT.
I'm playing photo shoot.
So let me just mute Tom again. JT actually did contact them, just sort of like to see what the lay of the land is, not to actually do anything because we're doing TSW. But we never actually received a reply, which is a shame. But I guess if they're working with other developers already on other stuff, then there's nothing to stop a UK coming out. It's a bit of a crowded market, the UK market. There's obviously room to put something like this in it, but I suppose the US market and German markets are crowded by the same token. But for me, I love how that's leaning on the banking, the casino. For me, I think the beauty of this is that it's Polish. We do have Train Driver 2, and I absolutely love Train Driver 2. A lot of people don't have Train Driver 2 though, so for a lot of people, this is something totally new and totally different. To actually have a Polish railway simulator, and I think the Polish railways are very underrated. They're very interesting railways, so it's nice to have something that's actually, you know, fun to do. But like I say, I mean, there's nothing to stop UK content. I mean, it needs somebody to pick it up that's got a bit of money behind them, because it needs locos and stock for UK. You can't run a Polish train in the UK, so it needs a full-on commercial development, really, unless you're going to suddenly get like a freeware person make a route, a train, and everything else. I can't see that happening. So I guess if a UK payware developer picked it up, then you might get somewhere. But honestly speaking, I'm just looking at this from a totally different, side of things. I'm looking at it from the point of view that it's for me it's a Polish railway simulator, and if these guys can continue to knock out DLC for Polish stuff, I'd be happy, to be honest with you. Some Polish diesels, some Polish some extensions to the lines we've got here. For me, that'd be enough. Without them talking about working with other developers in Germany and stuff like that. And I actually think an American route could work really well on this, with the way they operate. We've got Run 8 and stuff for multiplayer train sim, but the graphics side of that's not the best, and because it's a sort of smaller indie game, and even smaller than this one, it's a very clicky game. I've taken to it twice, and I've been fine when I've gone on it. I've enjoyed it. It's a good community at times, but I have read a lot of toxicity about it, and I feel like something that's a bit more sort of not mainstream, because this isn't mainstream particularly. It's an indie game at the end of the day, but something done properly for the US market, it would be really good. But then I am a little bit of a rail fan, closet rail fan, you could say. So yeah, we're just about to kill some people here, guys. So just cover your eyes for a second whilst we kill this person on the crossing. Sorry about that. Rest in peace, my friend. Cheers, mate. I'm glad it's looking okay on the stream side. So yeah, me and Tom both, I think we both dropped the settings, but I don't know, you might not have seen the original stream that we did, but that were really struggling. We were dropping frames like absolutely crazy, like really badly dropping frames. And we changed the settings. Somebody had been, I don't like that, by the way, on the hill there. I really do not like that. What are these yellow clumps? I have no idea what's going on there. And we saw a graphical flash, which is like Fluffy was saying, one of those errors that you get from every so often. Playway have recommended for performance reasons to lower your resolution by half if you're seeing stuttering and stuff like that. And I have done that, and it seems okay, although we are on this eastern line, which is a lot less stressful. It's a lot less stressful on your machine. So, read into that what you will. If we drive around Katowice, you might see it suddenly perform a lot worse, but yeah. I do not like these yellow fins. I do not know what they are. But I don't know about you guys, but that spoils the appearance for me. It's much better on this side where they aren't. I don't know what they are. It's like somebody just left out some crops or something. Hoping for international experience. Oh, I've missed a lot of chat here. E225 is quite a way to drive indeed. Spent 3 hours with it today. It feels very underpowered for a 36-axle loco. Yeah, I thought that when I drove it, actually. And I also noticed that the temperature didn't seem to go down at all. I don't know if the temperature on the motors just goes down when you get to a certain, like, readout. Like if it gets to a certain height in terms of temperatures. But yeah, I thought it was quite underpowered for what I'm guessing is a modern locomotive as well. It was a fun drive nonetheless, but yeah, I would definitely agree with what you're saying there, Fluffy. And yeah, Warsaw to Bohemian, but I can't say that, but Warsaw to Bohemian route. Yeah, that's something that would be good. Or any extension to some of the bits we've got, like, is it Chest Tower? I have no idea if I'm saying it wrong, but where the EMUs go from Katowice, they go sort of off to the left at Zawierz, and those would be quite nice to have in the game. See what I'm doing? See what's all right with the braking here? It's just doing all sorts of stuff, and I've gone from nothing to suddenly full brakes and we're going to stop. And there doesn't seem to be like a brake releaser on these either. But yeah, extensions to what we have already. I was surprised they didn't take this line any further. Is it Kielce or... I've no idea how you say it. But like this line actually goes to Warsaw, I think, eventually, doesn't it? But yeah, I think I'd rather see them extend off what they've got than do something else in Northern Poland, for instance. I think an extension to what they've already got is a better way to go. Simply can't get the brakes off on this thing. I do hate driving this at times. It's good, but it's annoying at the same time. I really wish with German DLC we'll also get route from, for example, Berlin to Warsaw. So you see, you've got two people right there. Fluffy and Robert have both said they would like the line to Warsaw. I have no idea what that line would actually include, because I'm not that sort of... I don't know much about Europe railways, to be honest with you. I just sort of like playing with them. But I know that Berlin obviously is in eastern Germany, so obviously it goes across the border there. Is that a high speed line, or is it like... I guess it's high speed. It goes across a lot of country, doesn't it? But that would be a good one, definitely. Maybe that's what they'll do. Just moved with Rain Roach down. Well, I killed somebody a minute ago, it's alright. Those flashes happen when the game loads a new chunk of the map and unloads assets that are no longer needed. Yeah, that figures. It's a bit like the Train Sim Classic sort of stutter that you get. That happens all the time. Sorry to Josh if he's still following us. This delay is because I had a skill issue once again. Hamster Cheeks is coming the other way once again. Tom's still about... he might as well be in Berlin for where he is on the map. Tom's about 20 kilometres behind us. Hey, I'm sorry mate, I can't say your name very well, but hi Blitzkowitzer. I hope I haven't completely destroyed your name though, but hi to you, and I hope you're doing well. I'm going to shut off the power because we've got to drop down to 30 in 1.5k. How are we doing time wise? 21 early. So we do have a server reset in about 35 minutes, which I will need to come out of the game, well, come out of the server, it'll kick us out and then just rejoin when once it's done its reboot. What will happen is it'll actually reset us though to where our scheduled time would be. So it'll actually reset us probably 20 minutes back from where we are now. So we'll end up going over the same bit of it again. It's a Sunday drive. Well, it's a Sunday drive on a Wednesday evening, but yeah. Berlin to Warsaw is effectively a connection between capitals, yeah. The only high-speed bit on the German side of the border, though. Poland doesn't have a high-speed route heading in that direction. Sounds like it'd be interesting then. Sounds like it'd be a fun route. Oh. Is there any tips for driving this thing with the brakes? Oh, pressed all the buttons. Because it seems very frustrating when you're trying to just do like a general braking instruction. There seems to be no control. It's just like 1%, 2%. Emergency brakes! Like, just in one go. Shoot back. Oh Christ, I'll choose that. Keep slowing it down. Keep slowing it down. We will hit 30 kph. We'll probably go into emergency brakes. We'll then hit 30 kph for definite. We won't hit 30 kph in time. That's another miscrossing. Speed restriction, sorry. I don't know if this is somebody on our stream or not that's coming the other way. But, have some tones anyway. I think it's actually an AI. No, it's not. It's a real person. Hello to you. I'm struggling to slow it down. We're actually going down quite a steep hill. But, yeah, Robert, I agree. This line, it does seem... I don't know whether it's just the word I'd use. It seems... I think they've got some sort of automatic building to wait. You know, it just like spams a load of areas with scenery. See, it almost looks to me like those bushes carry on right over there into the distance, but everything goes. Look how far it goes. It goes right as far as the eyes can see. There's no way somebody's actually physically planted all that. What's happening with the cars? They seem to just keep dying. It's always the same black car that just dies. But generally speaking, it looks nice. But yeah, it does seem a bit weird in places. Tom's still waiting for me to clear the block, because I was waiting for me to clear the block. Well, that figures. Everybody's waiting for me. Mostly cruise control. Ah, well, I haven't learnt cruise control yet. Where is the cruise control on this thing? Can you tell I didn't do the tutorial? I just sort of launched into driving it. Fluffy, can you do a tutorial on this, please? Because I have not got any idea. Yeah, oh, 30 kph, yeah, that's not happening. It's not happening. Not today. Not tomorrow, not any day. I was too busy looking for the cruise control. Like, look, I'm sort of knocking the brakes here, but I don't know what I'm doing with them. It just goes into emergency, look. And you can hold it with the mouse. Oh. That's so frustrating. That's so frustrating. Oh god. Sorry team. I've got time to read chat whilst this is happening. I need to get a second monitor. Robert says, well, depending on where we mean by high speed, in Poland, 160, I don't know why I did the bit. 160 kilometers an hour is considered high speed, but yeah, that would be line from Warsaw to Berlin, a mix of almost everything. That sounds beast. I would love that then. Use geodetic data. If map shows it's a field, they planted a field. And look at the clocks to my right. Hang on a sec. Clocks. Yeah, the braking. What is that for the braking side of things? What's electric bus mean? Cruise control's on my left. Hold on, guys. Tell me to look both ways. Oh, bloody brakes aren't coming up because I've not got the brake release button pressed. I wish they hadn't. Well, they can't really do anything about it, but there's buttons hidden behind stuff, isn't there? I really should have done the tutorial on this. So we just gotta wait for the brakes to release now before we can go anywhere. I did try dynamic brakes and I failed with dynamic brakes. This is why I no longer try with dynamic brakes. Hamster Cheeks, are you you're not sat waiting for somewhere for me again, are you? I think Josh might be waiting behind us. I guess at this point everyone is waiting behind me. Just sort of swanning around.
No, I'm not waiting, lad. Wait.
Oh, you won't be able to hear me. I can't type in chat. I can't talk in chat, mate, because I've in game chat because I've changed my mic basically. Go into the bloody put in the middle drive position. Thank you. Yeah, brake gauges. Yeah, it's the lever that I struggle with, Fluffy. I'm really struggling with it. It's like I don't want to do it at this minute, but I'm completely ignoring obviously that speed restriction. Just I'm running late. It's gone up anyway. It's like you go to increase, but then it doesn't. Obviously, you can't hold it in increase. I guess I should use the dynamic a bit, but a lesson in how not to drive the E186 locomotive going on here.
No worries about the mine.
Yeah, it's like you click it into increase, but you keep tapping it to because you can't hold it in increase unless you hold it with the mouse. You can't hold it, as far as I'm aware of, on a keyboard command. So like you keep tapping to go into increase, and like it goes up by 1% each time, which takes forever. And then like it just goes to emergency all of a sudden. I never blew the horn for that. Set to a driving position, yeah. Fluffy, would you drive this with the brake hand? Oh, not again. Would you drive this with the brake handle or the dynamic brakes if you were driving this? We'll hold this around 50 because it goes down to 50 in 1.5 kilometres anyway. We're still 20 minutes early, so it's not like we're early struggling. I feel like some of the stations, I suppose they're not really detailed in real life, but they seem a bit, oh, big stutter. Got the water towers there for steam locos as well. Seem a bit basic round at the station, but then they are in the middle of nowhere. The station buildings and everything are quite nice. Again, if you want to see the station buildings, if Tom ever gets this far, he's stopping at all stations.
Yeah, I find the dynamic brakes helps with what kind of like hold the speed, but you can't brake quite a lot, like if you want to brake quite a bit.
Yeah, well, dynamic brakes, yeah, think about it, yeah. Dynamic brakes are used for slowing down on a hill, obviously. I never blew the horn for that. Dynamic brakes are used for holding speed on. Oh god, I've missed that again. Dynamic brakes for holding speed on a hill, I guess. Increase the brake force. You pull it and hold it in increased position. Number 3. Ah. Small speed change of dynamic brakes. Right. Thank you, mate.
Sounded hold at the right moment. And there is an R.
Should be able to hold it with keyboard. Oh, is that hamster cheeks? Oh, hamster cheeks. Sorry, mate. Oh, missed him. Sorry, hamster cheeks. Sorry, mate.
No worries, Mark.
I've no idea. Is my mic still working? I think it is. Let's try number 3 on the keyboard. Because I've remapped a lot of my controls, I'm not sure if that still works anymore. Activate the bot for a second. Increase brake performance. Number 2. Oh, let's try number 2. Hang on. Deactivate bot. Alright, let's try number 2. Well, that's the locomotive brake, isn't it? What for the controls? Locomotive brake, it's the... Because I've remapped a lot of my controls, I'm not sure if that's overridden something. Because what I've done is I've remapped my controls to where they'll be for Train Sim Classic because, well, force of habit. I couldn't learn new controls and then keep knowledge of other ones. It just too much for my brain, and my brain doesn't have much capacity as it is. For the first time on this route, I've actually managed to play the horn at the right time. These sort of speeds from 100 down to 20 use train brake. Yeah, that figures. Also, I think they did a video on Traxx in SimRail where they released the demo like a year ago. Yeah, I remember when I first drove this on the... yeah, when they did the prologue, the video was on this. From the colliery. Really looking forward to hopefully getting that colliery like in full. Like, we can shunt in it eventually, hopefully. That'd be really cool. I think in all honesty for me at the moment, I still, over time, think I'm probably going to spend more time in SimRail, in Train Driver 2 than I am SimRail. Just while it's in early access, probably, but TD2 is a lot of fun. TD2 is a lot of fun, and this is a lot of fun, but TD2 is just more polished at the minute. It's a free simulator. We've done some videos on it, but Fluffy, who's in the chat, has done a lot of Train Driver 2 videos, and I highly recommend his channel for that content, and for SimRail as well. So please do give him a look. But yeah, Train Driver 2 is a lot of fun. It takes a lot of learning to get used to it, and by no means do I know what I'm doing in it, but when you sort of get used to it, it is a lot of fun. Yeah, I am drunk at this point. Yeah, numlock is turned on. I wonder if I just, because what I've done is I've swapped the button. You see, the button swapped from free to actually the key. But it's like I can't. It doesn't hold. But let's activate the bot again, just so it speeds back up itself. Yeah, I can't see anything in here that would tell me to allow me to do it. I'm guessing it's that one there, the increased pneumatic brake. Obviously I've changed the button on it, but yeah, I can't actually get it to hold. So I have to keep tapping it, and then it goes into emergency if I tap it like more than a couple of times, which again I'm guessing is because I've messed with the controls in the first place, which is my fault really, isn't it, at the end of the day. No point speeding up, we've got a 40 km limit in a minute. So we're going through the appropriately named tunnel in a minute, and we'll get to see a tunnel, or you'll get to see a tunnel maybe for the first time if you've not played this game. But yeah, at this bit, it's very samey, isn't it? It's very repetitive, really. I would be very surprised if that's how it looked in real life, with the exact same fields lining the entire hillside. It seems a little bit far-fetched. It's not a bad effect, but it in this instance here, I feel like it's a bit out of place. Some other cornfields and stuff, and wheat fields and stuff like that would be good. I've missed that now. I was reading chat and I ended up missing the speed limit thing. The vigilance. Yeah, I've remapped the train brakes. First I have to press it down once and wait for lever to switch down. Wait a second, then press it and hold it again and it will work. When we next meet to make a braking change, I will try that, although I will probably struggle, mainly because I'm partly drunk and I have a lack of skill. And also because I'm ham-fisted. I guess we're still holding up the crew behind us. Ah, they're still moving. Well, they got nothing to complain about if they're still moving. For those guys in the chat, there is the link to the map that you can see us driving on. We are in the DE4 server on SimRail Early Access. If you guys want to join in, it's a bit late now, but if you want to join in, then you are more than welcome to. It'd be great to see you in here. There's quite a few people already in here. So it'd be great to see a few of you on. We're going to keep doing these streams, so it's worth keeping an eye out. Please do, if you haven't already, please do drop a like, comment, or well, you've dropped a comment in the chat. Drop a like or subscribe, and really appreciate your support as always. Tom's live, he's on Twitch, that's at twitch.tv/trainsim_TV. He's driving about 20 kilometres actually behind me in real time, and he's driving a EMU unit on a passenger service. Now the server's actually going to reboot in about 20 minutes. Now we're not going to get all the way in 20 minutes, no chance. We're about, having said that, we're only actually 25 minutes from the end of this run, but let's see if he can actually make it all the way. But if the server reboots, we'll basically get reset by 20 minutes and we'll be behind Tom. Because Tom's 20 minutes late and we're 20 minutes early, it'll flip and he'll be where we are and we'll be where he is. But Tom is currently behind us. You see the summit, I think, right in front of us, just here, of this sectional line. I think this is the summit, generally speaking, of this whole route. We are on full power, but we are struggling with this gradient. It wasn't the best time to read chat and miss Mr. Chewbacca with his message. Yeah, this locomotive is the one that seems to me to just be frustrating, Fluffy, to be honest. The braking on it and just quite a few things about it just seems a bit frustrating in terms of driving it. I'm really struggling with it. The beer doesn't help, but I'm just generally struggling with it. I have been all on, and I knew that would be the problem with me streaming with this loco, but hey, we do these things. Do them for fun. But yeah, it definitely does take a lot of getting used to, really. I mean, the EP07, EU07, I only learnt this week that you're supposed to go notch 0 to 28 up the shunt, down the shunt, and then notch 29 to 43 up the shunt. I only learnt that this week. So
Hey, Joshua.
yeah, it's a learning curve, that's for sure. If you're the sort of person that likes to learn new things and new traction, I really do recommend this game to you, because the Polish system is so different in so many respects, particularly to the British system, that there's so much to learn, and it's a fun experience learning, but it is a learning curve at the same time. Some of the stuff's quite simple, like the unit that Tom's driving. I mean, if you're watching his stream, he's probably not making it look easy because it's Tom, but you know, the unit itself, the E186, is pretty simple to drive. The EP07 is probably the most rewarding but challenging to drive. But at the same time, it's the most fun. You hate the E76. Yeah, I don't mind the E76. It's the Traxx that I'm hating at the minute. No, let's shut off here because we are coming down a steep hill at this junction. So we join the other line here from the south.
Are you okay, Tom?
Yeah, the Traxx. I think the Traxx is the easiest to drive in terms of that accelerating, but I really struggle with the braking.
20k through, 15? You at a red light, do you? Oh my, BMW in front. Cross it. Bang.
The Elf. Why do people call the I've seen people calling the EP and the EU Elf. What does the Elf? What does Elf mean? Why is it called an Elf? Because that threw me the other day. Why people calling it the Elf? Where does that nickname come from? This is a nice looking station. Signal box on the corner. This is a tunnel. So we're going to go into, just here there's a double board tunnel that we'll actually go through in a second. 18 early. About 15 minutes till server reboot. Tunnel. I was going to say there's no chance of me getting that pronunciation, but I probably have. So pardon me. The tunnels aren't the best. Well, aren't the best is an understatement. The tunnels are... Yeah, they're pretty poor at the minute. Hopefully, given time... Again, it's early access, don't forget. Hopefully, given time and early access, we see improvements when it comes to tunnels, because this is not the best at the minute, but again, it is early access, isn't it? So there's got to be scope to give chance for stuff like that to be improved. Let's try some dynamic braking as we go down here, actually. So I'm just using the combined sort of power and dynamic brake to see if we can keep the train under control. At the moment, that'd be a big fat no. I think it is quite a steep hill down here, though. Apparently, it's a very steep hill down here. Elf is named in the locomotive in the E186 official model. Oh, is the... Ah, okay. Okay, so the dynamic braking is not enough here. Let's try the hold and the brake. That didn't work. That didn't work. It slowed us down at least. It seemed to work the first time. I must be doing it wrong. I'm going to get more practice on this loco. I'll definitely get more practice on this because it's a fun one to drive, but it's also, for me, it seems difficult. Don't need to use the shunt regulator on notch 28. It's an option for you to reach speed like 8 to 90 and not mingle in with the regulator every 20 seconds. Yeah, I got a couple of messages after I did the video when I did the other day of the E187. Got a few comments saying that you're supposed to use the shunt between the 27th and 28th, obviously. But I'll keep that in mind. I haven't done it yet because I haven't know how to go.
With a sander?
I have no idea what that chat was about.
Using the sander grip sander.
E176. Yeah, again. Damn cough. I just feel like this bit has been... It doesn't look quite as... I suppose the same. It seems to be the same all around the entire game. Is that these crops? There seems to be like one for one and then that's it. There's like just like one style of crops and no other, which is a bit of a shame. I would have liked to have seen more than one type of crop field, because I doubt that Poland just plant the same crop everywhere. Again, early access, so who knows, maybe they're gonna do some work on that. So this is where we come into a bit of a section where you get more tracks and stuff. This is I guess this is Kozlov that we're in, or Kozlow, or is it Clementow? The tower would have told me if I looked at it. But yeah, just after this is where the junction to Passari goes off to the north, and that's where the Pendolinos head towards Warsaw. You see, we're going down a steep hill in a minute. Get the brakes on. I'm going to give the... Yeah, I think since I've remapped these brakes, it seems to have gone awry, shall we say. I'm trying to... What did you say in the chat there? You can see the Elf written in the cab actually, can you? Okay. That's something I need to look at then. First press it once and wait for the lever to switch down. Wait a second and then try again. Right, okay. I'm just going to purposely stop the train. Press it once, wait for the switch down. There, then hold. Ah! Thank you, Fluffy. I think I've got that now. Yeah. Oh, cheers. We've stopped when we didn't need to stop, but I've learned how to brake. Thank you for that information. Sorry to those behind me that I've held up. Change tree bush and crops before early access release, and I think this is the reason we now only have 3 types of trees and bushes. Yeah. Yeah, I mean the trees and bushes graveyard looks pretty cool. Pretty morbid, but pretty cool at the same time. I do wonder whether we'll get full versions of signal boxes such as this, towers such as this, because this one has no 3D interior at the moment, so I wonder if we're going to actually eventually get that or not.
Hammer cars and cars up ahead.
Yeah, we've got the brakes off. Also know the brake noise was repeating. But the biggest issue for me is not the trees, it is this going on. The crops in between the buildings and like round containers and stuff. And for instance, like there's a phone mast or something. I'm guessing that's a train radio mast, railway radio mast. And you have like a cornfield around it. That's not right. Obviously that relates to how they built the routes, but
I am, mate.
I am glad they changed the trees and stuff just before release, because I feel like if they hadn't, their trees were not the best. Really.
Say what? Press my horn. Yeah.
We've got about 10 minutes till the server reboot. From here it's actually only meant to be about 10 minutes, so we're going to be just like that to actually meet the server reboot. Can we make it to Sedizszow? I really should not have stopped there. I need to get like some method of reading chat, because I can't read chat without going in. I've only got one monitor because I only have space for one monitor. I probably should get that, but I've left the tablet upstairs. That was what I was meant to use. Taking the dog's ball off him, by the way, worked, because he's currently like dead on the other side of the room. I might throw the rulebook out the window here and speed a bit, because I want my XP. You get your XP if you finish your scenario. If you don't finish your scenario, it shows the XP has been given to you, but then it actually gets taken back off you again. So I want to make sure that I actually get the XP. I won't throw the rulebook out that much though. I don't think we're going to get there in time. Yeah, the old trees for me, I heard a lot of people criticising them, but as you say, Fluffy, quite rightly, I agree. I don't think there was any real problem with them. I think these are better, but at no point did I've done the brakes, even though I've learnt to do braking, I've still messed it up. Yeah, I didn't have a problem with the other ones, although I do think these are better. Although, like Robert has said, there's not much variety in these trees. Just let's see where we go with them, I guess. No, let's try the braking. It's gone into that. Hold it. There we go. I feel like I've learnt something. The power of YouTube. Now we should really clean the windscreen here, because as you can see, It's getting a bit dirty, but I can't be bothered because to turn the wipers off, I have to stand up out of the seat and like walk across the cab to actually turn the wipers off. So I'm just going to leave it. Squeaky horn. So we've got a kilometre to Clementown. It's supposed to take 5 minutes from there to Sedizszow. And it's 5 minutes till the server's meant to reboot. Come on, go. We're not going to get there. I know we're not going to get there. I'll probably end the stream when the server does reboot, just because I'm going to be going off in the next 20 minutes anyway. So I've got about another 5 kilometres. That's the end of the route, by the way, Sedizszow. The timetable does carry on past there, as you can see. But it is the end of the route as it stands. And if you don't want the game to load and unload assets every 2 to 3 kilometres or a small short LED change. Yeah, the wiper's the worst part of Traxx, yeah. It's a very annoying thing. It's because you can't move the seat in the game, I guess. You can't like move backwards or forwards. Just like you sat here, and then if I want to stop the wipers, I have to stand up and like literally do them. But because I've changed my keys, if I start moving around the cab, I've changed my power controls to be at WAS and D. So if I start moving around the cab, if I want to move to the right now, I hold D, I'll end up shutting the power. I have to go like across the cab to hold A to actually put the power back on. So yeah, one of those things really, innit, at the end of the day. For auto-gen scenery, it does not look so repetitive, but I'm on iPad, so maybe it looks better on screen. Oh, we're speeding like mad. I want to get to the end though. For auto-gen scenery, it does not look so repetitive, but no, I think it looks alright. At the end of the day, I like it. I think that looks a bit repetitive. As we look over there now, to me, that looks a bit repetitive. I don't know about you guys, I'm speeding like mad. Yeah. If nobody had told me it was auto-gen scenery, I wouldn't have believed them, because I wouldn't have spotted it. I would have just said it looks a little bit samey in some places. I wouldn't have gone, oh, that's auto-generated scenery, but I mean, it's kind of a bit of a big ask to expect them to make a 500 kilometre route, I guess, in full. It would take you about 25 years. Christ, I mean, the way I carry on in Train Sim Classic, it takes me 25 years to do 6 miles, and then it never gets released anyway, so we are expecting to lose this server, by the way, for a reboot in about 3 minutes time. I may just quickly spawn back in, just to see if we're sort of following Tom for a bit of something fun for the last 20 minutes or so. Shouldn't have dropped some gradual braking in here, because we are expecting a red signal in a minute. So we are afraid, let's get braking done early. So if you have track IR, you can, so yeah, you can generally, actually if you have track IR, yeah, you can lean forward and like see the buttons. Just like leaning forward every time I turn the wipers on. I mean, that is true. Forests and trees do look repetitive. I guess what I mean is there's no example here, but it's the heights for me. It's like same height, same height, same height, same height, same height. But, and there's a caveat to this, is that I've been working in the route editor of Train Sim and Train Sim World recently for so many years that my eyes might be drawn to it more than certainly the general customer, but some people's. As a developer, when I'm developing, it's like I want that tree to be higher than that tree, but not that tree, and then so it sort of varies. I think it's different if it's a fir forest. If it's a fir tree forest, then you do see them generally the same height because they were all planted at the same time. But with non-coniferous trees, that's a big word for being cooked. It might even be the wrong word, but it's a word that sounded big. I would like to see them just vary it a bit. I like stuff like that. That looks like an old, like, roundhouse, engine shed. Yes, we are speeding. That looks like an old engine shed. Well, this is Kilmantown that we're going through. Where's it Sedizszow? Well, it's Sedizszow. It's where we're supposed to finish. Quick, go. It's the end. Quick. Oh, there's somebody going the other way. On AI. But yeah, this is basically the end of the route, guys, that we're coming to here. I know for a fact it is going to kick us out just before we get there. Should implement leaning for non-track AIRs. Or just make it so you can see the brake button. The wiper one. Or the actual smart thing to do would just be, and I'm sure this is what they will do, is just add a function for turning the wipers off. Because they've got a button for turning the wipers on. But somebody in the wisdom has forgotten to add a button for turning the wipers off. Thanks for that. Cheers, Matt. Church models are decent, isn't it? It's a nice looking church model. The server reboot is usually 2313. It is now 2313. Ignore that. It is now 2313. Please end the scenario. I'm sorry if you can hear the border collie. He's currently thrashing around the house with one of his toys. A lot of sidings and stuff up this end of the route. Ooh, do they? Let's hope we're in one of the 20 past ones. Go, go, go! Come on, get to the end. I want the XP points. I'll be like level 50 or level 10. Level 50 would be nice. At this point, level 10 will be nice. Oh, we did it! Experience 1081. Was it that bad? I thought I'd got more than that. I thought I'd have done better than that. I'm somewhat disappointed that I only got 1081 points. 40 kilometers, 52 minutes. Yeah, that's not bad. Graph. This graph should be fun because it's basically me. Yeah. This graph is not how you're meant to drive a train, guys. You should be doing no speeding violations. You shouldn't be forgetting the security system. You shouldn't be not sounding the horn, which is somewhere there. I saw there. And you shouldn't be stopping, slowing. You know, it should be a nice flat line. You shouldn't be speeding. So yeah, this graph is not an example of how you're supposed to drive in SimRail. But that was an enjoyable drive. I did enjoy that. I think Tom's still streaming on YouTube, on Twitch, by the way. But I'm going to end it here, guys, because I would be going off at about 11:30 anyway. It's nearly that now anyway. So I do appreciate you watching. If you haven't already, please do consider dropping us a like, a comment, and subscribe. Cheers, Fluffy, once again for your help with, well, braking for starters. This is a big one. And also for your signalling document. Appreciate that. And thanks also, guys, in the chat. Appreciate it. At least I didn't spad. I didn't spad and I didn't derail, which is what some of our people that have been viewing and playing tonight have done. So we've done quite well. I'm quite impressed. I think I'm a great advert for tonight for not drinking and driving. Is probably what I would say. Drive better slosh than you do so much TSW. Well, I mean, I'd love to say I've had 10 pints, but I've only had 2. But that's because I've got like the stamina of a 80-year-old when it comes to drinking. But cheers for watching, guys. Have a great few days, and I hope you have a great weekend, because this is the last stream probably before the weekend. So I will see you all later, guys. Thanks for watching.